Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us this hour. Local politics matters. National elections and state elections, yes, are very important, but often drown out this fact. But if anything, the grassroots movements are the most effective at instituting change. This next story is a great example of that. Did you ever think, for example, that in the state of California, a city would ban the pride flag from government buildings? Well, that just happened in Huntington Beach, California. This week, their city council reversed the decision to fly the rainbow flag on Huntington Beach city property. Newly elected council member Pat Burns wrote up an items report on the flag debacle, which reads, a request to prepare an ordinance that limits flag displays at city facilities to only the American, POW or MIA, state, city, and as needed, the county flags. Writing, in keeping with the proper role of municipal government and in the true spirit of unity, the city of Huntington Beach should only fly or display on city-owned property the American, POW, MIA, state of California, and the Huntington Beach city flags. This would not have happened if local community members didn't get out and vote, because Huntington Beach Council looks quite different than it did back in 2021. When the council voted 6-0 to fly the rainbow flag for 6 weeks each spring. Fast forward 2 short years later, and on Tuesday, the council voted 4-3 to rescind that decision. Councilmember Pat Burns joins me now to discuss this. Councilmember, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. What was it that prompted you guys to reverse this decision to fly the rainbow flag? Was it were you getting complaints from the community? What was it that prompted this?
Well, first I just want to clear up something. It's been misrepresented that we're banning the flag, because if people want to fly it on their homes, if they want to fly it on their buildings, a hotel, or any place else, they want to put the flag on their car, wear a t-shirt, a hat, tattoo, it doesn't matter. I'm good with that. But on government property, we are just limiting government flags, as the ordinance you read. And it's not banning the pride flag. It is just keeping it to really a representation of one community with many different cultures and people under one unified flag, basically the United States flag, and the other government flags, which represent us all. I believe any other flags are special interest and are divisive. They cause undue discussion that we're taking sides to one issue or another. And I just think that government flags belong on government property, period. And it's not banning any flag. And people are, oh, you're taking down the pride flag. They aren't up. And so we're not taking them down. We're not banning them. We're just going to stick to the government flags on government poles and property.
Which is a simple, it's common sense to anyone who hears it. We're not going to be, the government is not going to be adopting any ideology, any sort of political position. That's how the government is supposed to work. But we seem to live in a time where increasingly you have one side demanding that is how the government works, that the government does accept and adopt and enforce one ideology at the behest of another. Seen in U.S. embassies around the world where pride flags are flying, and outside many government buildings around the nation where political statements are being put up with a stamp of approval by our government. But as you're pointing out, it's not within the scope of municipal government to be doing these things.
The city of Huntington Beach has only flown the flag for 2 years, and now it's being called a tradition. And it's not banning, it's nothing against the pride flag, but I think at some point we got to stop the identity politics, the woke politics, the cancel censor culture, and I believe that we're ready to just accept everybody as equals. We have grown, we are way more mature than that, and we should be represented by the unifying flag of the United States, or the government flags, and not. I think it's kind of demeaning to those parties that are represented under special interest flags, that they're lesser, so they need propping up and encouragement to feel equal. I think they're equal. I don't. I don't look at them any differently. I have friends. I have a niece and nephew that are gay. I don't. I do not see it differently, and that's why it's so important to me that if we're going to really make people feel included, let's unify under the government flags. And if they want to fly them, they can fly them on their own property. And I'm more than good with that.
Now,
I'm very supportive of it.
What has the reaction been to members of the community? Have they agreed with this sentiment that, hey, you know, if you want, fly whatever flag you want at your home, but on city property, we're going to fly the city's flag, the state flag, and, you know, flags that are relevant to city property? How has the response been to this?
You know, originally I've tried to stay away from the whole pride flag issue, because it's not that. It's us unifying under our government flags. But as believe it or not, it caught me off guard because I talked to a group yesterday, LGBTQ plus community, and they kept referring to themselves as queer. Long ago, that was not a good statement to refer to gay people as, but that's what she kept on. So that's why I'll refer a little bit to the queer community. And when the agenda first came out that I was going to propose this ordinance, it was there was a lot of emails saying it's the wrong path to take. And then as time came towards the council meeting, and then after the council meeting, I would say it's like 4 or 5 to 1 in support of unifying under the American flag and our other government flags as one community that are all equal and valued as members.
Yeah, as it should be.
I think it's a simple concept. And like I said, I was a policeman for 30 years, and I really don't think of that kind of thing. I think we're all equal. We all get treated equally, and we will be better off if we stop playing the identity politics. I think the whole country as a whole should move on from it.
Yeah, well said. It's like I said, it's common sense, right? You know, we all need to unify around one flag, a flag that represents all of our identity as members of a city, of a state, and of a country. Councilmember Pat Burns, thank you so much for being on the show. Great to have you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet.